It's July 31st, and that means it's time for a monthly update. Hey, my name's Ben Price. Thanks again for joining me for another monthly update. This one for the month of July, which was packed full of some amazing, fun things. So let's dispense with the pleasantries and get right into the laundry list of things that went on in my last half a month of vacation and coming back to work. Well, let's start at the beginning of the month. July 1st is, of course, Canada Day. So if you're one of my Canadian friends or family, happy Canada Day. Tori and I split up for Canada Day. She went to Drumheller to camp with her parents and her parents' friends, and I was in Lethbridge with my family. And there's only one reason that I look forward to Canada Day, aside from the mini donuts at the park. It's the fireworks. I absolutely love fireworks, and I was able to see so many fireworks in July. I'll get to more of those later on, but twice for Canada Day. When I went down to Lethbridge on June 30th, I was able to go to Raymond, which is a town close to Lethbridge. I don't know why they do this, but there's two doctors that live in Raymond that put on this amazing fireworks show. It kind of puts the city of Lethbridge's fireworks show to shame. But we saw some amazing fireworks there, and then the next night on the 1st, we saw some pretty cool fireworks. What's special about the fireworks in Lethbridge is we never go to the location that the fireworks are held. We sit at my grandparents' house, and we watch from the middle of the street. Right down their street is a perfect view of 98% of the firework display. So we got to see some fireworks. I got to spend the day with my family, and that was, of course, an amazing time. It wasn't just Canada's birthday. Two other important birthdays in the month of July. First one is my dad's, happy birthday to Robert, and second is my sister. I know that they're on the 6th and the 16th. I do not know which one's which. I am a horrible person. I could not tell you, but they had birthdays, so if you know them and you haven't said it already, send them a happy birthday. It's not too late. The month isn't over. If you're one of the people that are watching this from Calgary, my home city, you know that July is a month we either look very forward to or we dread, and that is because of Stampede, the greatest outdoor show on earth. It is something that we love to hate and hate to love, but it is what it is, and we partook. Tori and I partook twice. Once was to go see the grandstand show. I love the grandstand show. It is an amazingly fun time. You buy tickets to the chuck wagon races, you get to see the races, you get to see the relay, and then you get to see a grandstand show. It's a fantastic way to spend an evening. You get all of that, plus with your ticket to the grandstand show and the chuck wagons and the relay, you get to enter Stampede Park. So you go in the morning, see some stuff, and then in the evening you have a nice time at the grandstand show and the chuck wagons and the relays. If you are going to come to Calgary and experience Stampede, that's my recommended way to do it. You get to see a little bit of everything, and it's usually not too crowded. The trick is to go early in the morning or in the afternoon-ish, so it's not so busy with all the people. And then by the time you make your way to the grandstand show, you're sitting in your seat while everyone's running around the park. That's the way to do Stampede. While we were on the grounds, before we hit up the grandstand show, we saw a magic show. Sean Watson and Chantel Monroe, the Magician and the Muse, like an illusion show. It was, I think, like 30 minutes on what the Stampede calls the Stage of Illusions, or the Stage of Wonders, rather. So they have the Stage of Wonders, that's put on by the Stampede, and then they bring in a magician, usually, and this year they had an escape artist, Dean Gunnarsson from, I believe, Winnipeg. I'm not 100% certain, but great shows from both of them. We saw those. We saw the dog show. I'm a magician. I love magic, but I have to say, I love the dog show. I have to go, if I'm going to rank things, dogs, magic, escape. Sorry to the magician and the escape artist, but they're dogs. They're adorable. So that was pretty fun. We saw that. We got some food, of course. We got the mini donuts. Tori had a dill pickle Coke. Not for me, but all the good food. Oh, the street corn, such good food at the Stampede. Some of this stuff is wild and outrageous, and I would never eat it. But the street corn, the mini donuts, candy apple, these are things that I crave and I look forward to getting every single year. Oh, and a lemonade. You gotta have a lemonade. Street corn, lemonade, candy apple, mini donuts. You don't need anything else. If you're gonna go to Stampede, buy your ticket, go in the afternoon, get all those foods, and then go to the grandstand show. That is the perfect Stampede experience. enough about that. Second time we went to the Stampede, it was myself, my sister, and Tori, and we have Christopher Cool to thank. Chris Cool is a magician in Calgary. He does 2 performances at the Stampede, one for the Family Day, Tim Hortons Family Day, and then one for one of the other days, a Kids Day or something like that. He does kids shows, he performs twice at the Stampede, and as a result, he was given some free park entry tickets. It was just to enter the park, there's nothing else included. But he gave us those. He gave us 3 tickets, and we were able to go and see Lake Street Dive, which is one of my all-time favorite bands. They're fairly newish, I think, like over the last 5-6 years, at least new to me. But love their sound, love their songs. They were playing on the Coke stage, which, if you're not familiar with Stampede, is the free stage. If you buy a ticket to enter Stampede, you can watch whatever's going on the Coke stage. And in the afternoon or the morning, the acts are usually local or people who are up and coming. And then as you get further down the schedule, throughout the day, you're able to see some bigger name bands. And Lake Street Dive was the headline act. They put on a fabulous show. We had a great time, and we have Chris Cool to thank. I did mention in the beginning of the video that I got to see a lot of fireworks, and Stampede was a big part of that. Every night after the grandstand show, or as the grandstand show comes to a close, they put on their, I think they call it their signature fireworks display. It's phenomenal. It is probably a good 20 minutes of solid fireworks, and it is amazing. I love fireworks. I love watching fireworks. We saw them when we were at the grandstand show, but then I also rode my bike twice to just outside the park where you can see the fireworks display. Obviously, they can't stop you from watching fireworks because they're in the sky. So I went twice to see those. So I got to see fireworks at the Stampede 3 times, once in the actual grounds and then twice outside. The Raymond fireworks, the Lethbridge fireworks, 5 times I got to see fireworks this July, which I could not be happier about. I love fireworks, okay? I think that's everything I need to tell you about Stampede, so let's move on to some other fun things that went on in the month of July. About 2 years ago, I met this gentleman named Tim, I won't give you his last name, on a Virgin ship. We met after the show. It turns out I'm born and raised in Lethbridge. It turns out he is from Lethbridge as well. He's a dentist, and he lives in Lethbridge, has a practice in Lethbridge. He saw my show, and then immediately after he saw my show, he contacted me and said, "Hey, we'd love to bring you to Lethbridge to do a show for our friends and family, my office, whatever it is. When can you come?" And I was like, "Not really how it works, Tim. You got to give me a date and then we'll figure out if I'm free." But over the year, just the way it worked out, I wasn't able to make it for some of the dates we suggested. We finally found one. I went to Lethbridge. I got to perform this show for Tim, and I would say about 150 people in his garage. Beautiful, amazing house, and he was incredibly generous with it. He catered this event for people, just friends and family and friends of friends and neighbors. An amazingly generous man. The food was fantastic. All of the people were so kind. Tori was with me. She came with me to film the show for me. So nice to her. I got there and they took a picture of me with Tim and his wife, and then they got me to sign it and they put it up in their house. And this my picture, this is gonna sound insane, my picture went up on the wall with a signed picture of I think it was Alice Cooper and Snoop Dogg. Alice Cooper, Snoop Dogg, me. Wild lineup. I have no reason being up on that wall, but I felt like an absolute legend thanks to Tim and his wife and his family. So thank you to Tim, and I hope I get to come back and do it again soon. If you're seeing this, Tim, reach out again. We'll find another date somewhere down the line and do another show together. The day after that show, myself, my grandma, Tori, my mom, my aunt, and my sister, all 6 of us, went to Waterton for high tea at the Prince of Wales Hotel. It was Taylor's first time, my sister. It was my mom's first time. It was my grandma's first time at high tea. We had an amazing time. It was really nice to spend some time with my grandma and of course my mom and my aunt, Tori and Taylor. My grandma mostly, obviously. I love spending time with my grandma. It was fun to go to Waterton with them. We went to the waterfall in town. I think it's Cameron Falls. I'm not 100% certain. Went to the candy store because my grandma wanted some Necco wafers. This candy store didn't have them, so that was kind of a bummer. My aunt found a garage sale in this small mountain town and bought a pair of shoes. It was a great day. And then to top it off, we had the high tea, which was phenomenal. Tori and I, obviously, big high tea critics. We love our high tea. We do it every year around the Christmas holiday. We had unlimited tea. So it was an unlimited tea. You could have as many of the teas as you want. And I think they had 9 total, a couple of green teas, a couple of black teas, a couple of herbal teas, delicious. And then per 2 people, you got a tower of food. And if you watch any TikToks and you're familiar with the queen of high tea, they had clotted cream, so she would be okay with this high tea. But it was delicious. We loved it. Our servers were great. The food was great. Absolutely delicious. The tea was really good. And I'd love to go back again. If you're in and around the Waterton area, or you live in Calgary, Lethbridge, any of the surrounding bigger cities, take a day trip out to Waterton. Grab yourself a high tea, see a waterfall. Can't ask for a better day. Lastly, I'm obviously not at home. As you can see, I am in my cabin on board the Virgin Valiant Lady. I'm back to work. It is my first time back on doing shows. Well, I did the show for Tim, but first time back on a ship after my month-and-a-half long holiday. So we've had really amazing shows this week. I've done 4 shows, 2 in the Manor. I did 5 shows, 3 in the Manor, 2 in the Red Room. All 5 were absolutely phenomenal. Packed houses, great crowds. If you were on the ship and you saw one of the shows, thank you so much for coming. You were an amazing crowd. They all get off soon, and then we get a new round of people on, and I will be here until the middle of beginning of August, but that sounds like information for the next monthly update. So with that, we come to the end of July's monthly update. So much fun stuff went on in the month of July, and I got to spend so much time with family. That was amazing. It was my last a little bit of holiday. I got to see Tori so much, which I love. It's nice to be back at work, but it has been a little bit of an odd adjustment, spending so much time with Tori and family and friends, and then coming back here to basically live alone. It is nice because I do actually have 2 friends on board. Kiara, who I met 2.5 years ago, and Brittany, who I met a year ago, maybe less than that. They're both they're both artists in the ship show, so it was nice to come back and see them. I have a little bit of an easier adjustment into the touring life, but with that, we come to the end of July. Thanks so much for tuning in for another monthly update. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a comment, leave a like, whatever you gotta do, or, you know, hit the X button now. The video is pretty much over anyway. Hopefully, I will see you in August. Until then, stay happy, stay healthy, and don't do anything I wouldn't do.